Four guys at Fort Stewart are part of a militia. They are, of course, anti-government, right-wing, and they're so right-wing and anti-government that they're anarchists. Now, some of the plans that they had were to blow up a dam and poison an apple orchard. What a weird group of terrorists. And then, of course, assassinate the president. Now, I want you to understand that these guys are not playing. They murdered two people. Now, we know that because one of them just turned state's evidence, and he is a 26-year-old soldier, Michael Burnett, and he wound up pleading guilty to manslaughter, illegal gang activity, and other charges. The other three are facing malice murder, felony murder, criminal gang activity, aggravated assault, and using a firearm while committing a felony. They took one of their members of their group that was with them that had left the Army that they thought might betray them. They called him a loose end, Michael Rourke. They took him out to the woods saying, oh, we're just going to do some practice shooting, haha. And, by the way, they also took out his girlfriend, Tiffany York. As they're getting out of the car, they shoot Tiffany York in the head. And then they take Michael Rourke out, make him get down on his knees, and shoot him twice in the head. So not only did they murder these two people, but they had bought $87,000 worth of weapons, stored it. They also had bought a tract of land in Washington State to do more militia exercises to get ready for their insane terrorist plots. And the reason that they had that money is their leader of the group wound up collecting $500,000 on life insurance from his pregnant wife who died last year under what prosecutors are calling suspicious circumstances. So you get a sense of how insane and ridiculous and dangerous these guys are. Now, their group was called Fear, Forever Enduring, Always Ready. They had similar tattoos, etc., hence the gang activity label. But here's what I don't understand, what I've told you several times already, what it seems clear on the evidence, but it's not mentioned in the media at all, and by the government at all. Why are these guys not called terrorists? I mean, do you get a bigger terrorist activity than trying to overthrow our government, bomb a dam, poison the citizens, and kill the president? If Iran had sent 4 people into the country to do this same exact plot, we'd already be in Tehran. We'd have landed already. We'd have bombed, invaded, and landed in Tehran already. Why are these guys not terrorists? Why? Just because they're white? Just because they're a militia? Just because they're right-wing? I don't understand how you couldn't. It is inconceivable that you would call them anything but terrorists. I mean, if this isn't terrorism, what the hell is? It's unbelievable. So remember that the right wing had gone crazy when the Department of Homeland Security had put out a report saying, hey, we need to be a little bit careful about guys who were part of the military or currently part of the military that are being radicalized by anti-government forces. And Fox News and Russia was, how dare you? How dare you say that about our right wing and our military? And what did the Department of Homeland Security and the Obama administration do? What they always do. They got scared, they panicked, and they took the number of people investigating those groups in this country down from 6 to 1 guy, okay? Meanwhile, they have 25 guys tracking possible Muslim terrorists in the country. And in almost every year since 1995, with the exception of 1 or 2 years, obviously 9/11 being a huge exception, but outside of that, right-wing extremists have done more terrorist attacks than Muslim extremists here in the United States. But because of political pressure, we don't have to investigate those guys as much. Now, thank God, in this case, the prosecutors did a brilliant job. They found out the evidence, they turned one of the guys against them, and they got these guys and got them off the street before they did their plots. Forget against the president. I mean, that would have been much, much harder, obviously. But whether it was poisoning their local community or blowing up dams or just killing more innocent people, they got them off the street. Thank God for that. But everybody needs to call these guys what they clearly are, which is terrorists.